Hi from hospital. It is episode 53, which I'm calling not as bad as I was expecting. So it's Friday now. I came in on Wednesday afternoon for the surgery. So I came in at 2 o'clock. That was a little bit of a debacle. I rocked up and said, you're up here, so grabbed my forms. They said, can you just check everything and make sure all the details are right? And usually I just skim and go, yeah, that's fine. Anyway, I noticed though that they had the wrong doctor on there. They had James Fletcher, who was the doctor, if you remember, that when Dr. Solanka went on holidays, subbed in for him as my oncologist. I said, this isn't my doctor. I said, well, who are you here to see? I said, Dr. Diviana. I'm here for surgery. And they sort of, both of them looked at each other, a bit confused. And anyway, one said, oh, ring down to surgery. So they rang down to surgery, and all I heard them say was, oh, you don't have her on the list. And I thought, oh, good grief, don't tell me that they haven't booked me in. Anyway, long story short, they had booked me in, they fixed it up, and I went down to surgery. I met a lovely lady in reception as well who'd had breast cancer about 6 years ago, and she was under Dr. Diviana. She started talking to me because I'd mentioned to the receptions 50 times that I was with Dr. Diviana, not Dr. Fletcher. Anyway, so that was good. So I think I went into surgery about 4 o'clock, because by the time they do all your admissions and whatnot, it takes quite a while. I think the surgery was about 2 hours. So I was in my room probably about 6:30, quarter to 7. It is a bit hazy after surgery. So Derek was up here seeing me. And yeah, that was 2 days ago. And I was really worried that I was going to be back at, ground zero, basically. And I think I said that in my last post, that, I'd recovered really well, and I was going back to have to start all over again. But this one has been nowhere near as bad as the first one. And I don't know whether it's because I had gone through the unknowns. I didn't know what it had to do with drains or things like that. There was a lot more, I don't know, pain, or I don't even know what it was the first time, but you felt a lot more battered, I think, the first time. And obviously this time it was only one side that I got done. So they did take the implant out and put an expander in, and they took out more of a margin. Now, Dr. Diviana said he doesn't actually count the number of nodes that he takes out. He just takes that clearance, and then once pathology has a look at the biopsy, they will let us know how many nodes come out. So I don't even know how many nodes are taken out, but I do have my lymphedema cuff on, so I wear that during the day and then take it off at night. So that's probably, it's always going to be my biggest fear. So I'm doing a lot of the lymphedema massaging to make sure that my lymphatic system is draining it out. But as I said, a lot better than I thought, and I'm going home today. So only 2 nights in hospital this time. So I've got to learn how to change the drains, because this time I've got 2 drains in one arm. So this morning one of them had no discharge in there, and the other one had about 130 mil, which Diviana said is to be expected. But I'm okay with the drains because I've had them before, so they won't come out till I probably go back to see him next Thursday. But I've also got this vacuum on as well, which somehow promotes the healing quicker or something like that, which I think I mentioned could be on up to 2 weeks as well. So there's a bit to take home with me. Then yesterday, because I had a cannula in for my anaesthetic, so they were putting my intravenous antibiotics in through that. And then yesterday it started bleeding, which meant it tissued, I think they called it. So they had to take that out. And the funny thing is in the morning I'd had my Portacat flushed, and the lady that was doing the Portacat actually said to me, oh, I should keep it open, basically, just in case they need it, but they weren't doing it through the Portacat, they were doing it through the catheter. And so sorry, a lady's just come in. Can I have a white tea? I'm just doing a recording.
Yes,
A white tea and cheese and crackers, please.
No sugar.
No sugar, thank you.
Sorry.
So that's the live thing from the room. So they end up having to open my Portacat again, which is much easier because obviously it's permanent and they put the antibiotics through the Portacat. So I was quite happy that they did that. So today they're going to have to close that up again. They will do one more round of antibiotics this afternoon before they let me go. So as I said, then I'll do a bit of training on the drains and whatnot. But the other thing too is my hair is growing back. Look at that. I've got so many follicles now. So I'm a bit back to the Geo Jane look. So it'll be interesting to see how long it takes for the hair to grow back. I've sort of got all these fluffy bits that I reckon are about that long, but they're really, really fine and they're really, really blonde. But people say sometimes they also fall out as well. But anyway, everything's good. As I said, I feel much better than I did the first operation. So off home this afternoon, and I will show you the drains and whatnot when I get home. Thanks, bye.